Are you frustrated that after two wonderful performances, you've then got the international break and then you've got a cup game?
No, not really. To be honest, I think that the fact that we picked up 4 very good points, it was an ideal time. If we had to have an international break, that was the ideal time. So it gave us an opportunity to reflect. Some players that got little knocks were able to recover, albeit that quite a few players were away on international duty. It was quite a nice kind of round off to the first 2 games. So it wasn't a bad thing, put it that way.
And how about the prospect of being in an FA Cup semi-final? I mean, how have you discussed it in the group?
No. We let's not jump ahead. We have to play a quarter-final first, and we're pretty thankful that I guess the FA decided to complete that competition from last season. So it's a great opportunity to get to a semi-final, first time in the club's history. But first and foremost, we have to deal with the quarter-final, and that's where our attention and focus is at the moment.
Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt that Birmingham victory was probably your most dominant in the WSL in terms of chances.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great way to start. We can't take it for granted just because we beat them. The assumption is we're expected to beat them again. I think they're a tidy team. They've got some new signings that didn't play when we played them. So I think it's going to be a completely different test, to be honest. I think the good thing is that we can go into the game with some confidence, having played Man City the second game and coming away with a point. So we're in confident mood, but we can't take anything for granted. It's a one-off game. You know, it's going to be tough, and we have to prepare for that.
Have you had to have discussions about complacency and making sure that doesn't feed
Well,
in?
I mean, yeah, we have done, we will do. Not all the players are back yet. It's still international break. Some players are still travelling back, so we haven't had a full squad to prepare. So that's been quite challenging. But certainly we will, make a point of saying that, the complacency sometimes can get the better of you in games like this. And we have to be professional and focused and stick to the task, play the game in the moment, and hopefully do well enough to get to a semi-final.
And it is a kind of a slightly different prospect because there is this kind of split in the league. Quite often you go into games as like not just underdogs, massive underdogs against big money sides. Yeah. And this Sunday, different mentality. Yeah,
I think based on the first game, the league game, and winning 2-0, the expectation I think is that we should do that again. And anybody that's been involved in the game when it comes to cup games, it's just a different kettle of fish, one off. No second chances, and everybody will give everything from both sides. So, we'll just have to be prepared, do the best we can, and fingers crossed we do well.
When you make a new signing in the summer, you want them to hit the ground running, you want them to have an impact. Yeah. And arguably nearly every single one's done that, haven't they? You must be delighted. Yeah,
I think so. The signings have been good. I think it gives us more depth than we've probably ever had. They're good characters, good attitude, real desire. I say every season we will need every single player to get us through this season. It's very, very demanding. The nice thing is we can bring players on that have the ability and the calibre to try and push us on. So, pretty pleased so far.
And one player in particular, kind of watching at training, Rihanna Jarrett, who joined like midway through last season. What's her progression been like? She looked very sharp in training.
Yeah, she's a good technician. Got a powerful strike on her. I have to say she's come from lower league, to be fair, and the discussions with her, it's probably the second full pre-season she's ever had in her life. So she's still playing catch up, even though she's an international. I think there's more to come. So pretty pleased with her so far. We just have to get her up to speed of the level of WSL1, quicker, physical. The game against Man City, she did okay, but I still think there's more to come from her.
And just to embarrass you a little bit, you've been nominated for Manager of the Month, and your goalkeeper's also been nominated for Player of the Month. Yeah. So that kind of rounds off a great September for you on the field?
Well, just nomination. It's no good if you don't win it, is it? What's the point of that? No, I think certainly for Megan Walsh, I think she was outstanding against Man City. Kept us in the game. A lot of saves made. We were under the cosh. Equally, we created some chances. But credit to her. I think that's one of the big reasons why we came away with a point. So I'm really more than anything, I'm really pleased for her, and I hope she wins it.